All right, so here we have Gudzius at World Champs in 2017 in London. I was sitting up in the stands watching with Alex Rose and Nicholas Arrhenius. So Gudzius ends up winning this, and I've had a couple questions of what people think about, what they want to know what I think about his technique. I think he does a couple really unique things, a couple like quirky things here, and but he always brings the hammer. And so right away out of the back, what I would say that I see, and this is not the best angle, and again, he's a world champion. He could win the Olympics. He could, he beat Stahl here when Stahl was absolutely on fire. The dude's just an absolute phenom discus thrower. This isn't. This is just what I would try and clean up. Is I would like to get a little more weight over that left leg here. He tends to have a sweep where his left knee holds here. His right leg's long, but from this point, he tends to raise his knee. So he has this sort of hip flexion that increases here, and that leads to that knee flexion at this point. So he leads with his knee here, and he gets like big air time, which I believe leads to this issue in his middle where he's almost a little too upright with his torso, but the way he holds that position is he gets a flat foot here. So his right sort of stalls out and gets a little bit flat, and that slows down the middle for him, and that enables, you can see he's still got that flat right. It enables his left to get deep, and when his left grounds, he's a little forward with that left shoulder, but when his left grounds, you can see he's late with that right knee, he's late with that right heel, something that you would typically, you wouldn't see this in, somebody like Cantor, or if you're watching Dakers, when Dakers is finishing, that right heel really, really rotates through. This is almost similar to Malachowski. So his heel doesn't kick out. His right knee sort of extends just a little bit. I will say he does a really good job holding that left foot, and that's similar to Stahl. He holds that left, but then just as he's about to finish, he's up off that left and rotates forward with that super aggressive upper body. And that's what I've noticed with Gudzius, is that his right side is very aggressive. His right trunk, right side of his trunk and his right shoulder are very aggressive on the finish. And even on his finish, he doesn't jump too much with the right. It sort of slides forward, bails off of that left just a little bit, just a little bit early. But I think those are the main things that I see as sort of peculiar to his technique, is he gets this long right leg a little prematurely, a little early, and then he leads with the knee hard. He gets a little jump out of the back, and I would prefer that to be a longer right leg later that sweeps down, similar to Dakers. I think that technique transfers better for most, universally for most athletes. Then he gets a little bit of that flat right, and I would prefer that heel stays plantar flexed longer and that right knee stays flexed longer, so that at this point his right heel would be kicking out and he'd be rotating into that left side for that bigger, stronger finish. But doesn't take anything away from him. He beat one of the best discus throwers of all time at this competition, and he's one of the best ever. He's a world champion, and he had some struggles last year with a calf injury, but I do believe he's a very, very talented thrower. So if you want more information or you want some more technical analysis, head over to throwsuniversity.com and you can pick one up for $15. Peace.